Hello and welcome to the first episode of the brand spanking new formatted Impacted with myself, the Bison, and my co-host, the incredible, the smiley, coming in from the empty space, Joe-Ker.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm so jacked. I'm like proper excited at the moment because you could probably hear it in my voice. I've literally just come off watching this week's episode of Impact. So it's in the UK here, guys. It's probably about what 10. I'm just looking at it now. It's 10 o'clock, 20 past 10 in the morning. So it's Wednesday morning. We literally just watched last night's Impact, and it's blown my mind. It's like for me, it was the best episode since Slam. There was so much action, in-ring stuff going on. The promo stuff was sort of kind of just long enough. They weren't super long. They were short and sweet, to the point. You know, making sure that we're seeing everyone, even if they're not in the ring that night, which is great. And I just felt that the in-ring action was highlighted every division, whether it be the knockouts, whether it be the tag team, like the sort of kind of like the world championship scene, and the X division match was bloody insane. It was so good. Like Trey and TJ literally just put on an exhibition performance, and it was a superb night. However, guys, the format has changed. Okay, so before we were doing character profiles, and we may do stuff like that. We may still do the odd character profile in there, mightn't we, Joe?
Oh yeah, it's always time together.
We definitely we are keen to do a character profile on the Deaners, especially. So we may see one of those come out in the coming weeks. But we're looking to sort of kind of do a kind of news, rumors, and a kind of review show type of scenario. What we're looking to do is reviews for the pay-per-views, maybe the TV specials, you know, like the last one, Emergence or Rebellion, that type of thing. Not the weekly show. That's the TNI, the TNI US guys that deal with all of that, and they do a fantastic job. So it's not an every week. It's just a special thing, just our point of view, what we thought was good, what we thought was bad from the show. Open up discussion points, etc. But it's more about kind of news and rumors, you know, and that type of thing, really. So this week is primarily kind of news and rumors. So, and there's quite a lot for us to talk about, isn't there, Joe?
Oh, I've had a look through all the highlights on Impact, and there's a lot to talk about. And trawling through the comments and everything as well. There's been a lot of positive comments over negativity so far.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff going on. So the first thing I want to hit on, which is a little bit sad news, was the passing of Barry Scott. You know, that he was like the intro voiceover guy of Impact, you know, or TNA Impact, however you want to look at it. His more recent, I mean, the most famous one I think he did was the Cross the Line, the TNA Cross the Line voiceover, which was pretty epic. Nothing, you know, it wasn't too major, but I think that's the one that probably everyone will remember the voice from initially, if you're not sure what we're talking about. But more recently, the epic talkover or the voiceover that he did for the cold entry to Slammiversary 2018 was pretty epic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 15th year anniversary on Slammiversary.
That was absolutely epic.
Yeah, that's where it really stood out to me. Sadly, I missed all the across the line introduction and that. So when he did that drew me right in.
Oh, and mate.
I'd like to send my condolences to Barry Scott's family too.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it's sad news.
It's really, really sad news, and I think that you know, he will be, from the Impact point of view, from the fan base, he'll be sorely missed. So from the both of us here at Impacted on TNI UK, we send our condolences and our love to the whole of Barry Scott's family. Really sad. Okay, so moving on from there, Joe. I think probably one of the biggest talking points at the moment is the contracts coming to an end. I think that we've seen a lot of stuff on social media, some of the different wrestling news. I don't like to call them news outlets because half of it is rubbish.
Yeah.
But shall we say the rumor mills, the rumor mill websites, obviously putting out lots of information with regards to people's contracts coming to an end. Notably, I believe Sami Callihan, Ethan Page are two that have been rumored, which for me are must signs. I think Taya Valkyries is also coming coming to an end fairly soon as well. I'm not sure, but I think that's in 2021, early 2021, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary around about January 2021.
Yeah, so I think that we need that, they again must re-sign. These guys must be re-signed. Same with Ethan Page and Sami Callihan. Massive guys for the Impact roster. Yeah, these are the type of guys that we can't lose. I don't think we've seen enough of the North, and I'm sorry, but the way both of them are going at the moment as well. I mean, I can see two really good singles runs coming from both Ethan and Josh.
Yeah.
We know that Josh signed a 3-year deal, so we know that he's got about another year to run on his contract. Even if Ethan signed a 12-month extension, to see sort of kind of where that all pans out and at least continue, so that if they were to go, at least they would go together. Because can you imagine? I mean, I think the most likely place for them to go would probably be AEW. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that, if they were to go, AEW would be the one they go to. But I said it when we did the Emergence. We covered Emergence. I could see both of them going like Bobby Roode and James Storm did. Both of them are Triple Crown contenders, and one of them is at least world champion worthy. Most likely they'll go to Ethan Page over Josh Alexander. Although I think Josh Alexander, he's like Kurt Angle. He's just absolutely fantastic.
I mean, in terms of his in-ring ability, he is pretty awesome, without shadow of a doubt. And, he's one, tough son of a bitch. But with regards to Ethan, I think Ethan just has that, that ability to cut an incredible promo.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
He's got great in-ring ability, which he always had, but now he's sort of kind of proper, like, gone to town on getting his body where he wants it to be. We've now got this all-round, potential world champion in our midst, because he's great in the promo. It looks fantastic now. I mean, not to say he didn't look fantastic before, but he is absolutely cut now, and putting on, really building that muscle, that base, to work from, and I think he's got a look. He's got a look about him. When he's carrying the, when he was carrying the Impact tag belt, he looked great with it. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah, he's all ego, and his ego shone through when he was a champion. And like you said, he's got the look, and he's really, really, really selling himself online now as well, as his contract's coming to an end. So there's worries and there's high hopes that he's going to stay, but there's worries that he might go. The way he's selling himself, he's really, really promoting himself out, pushing himself out there. And Josh Alexander has said that when he's working on the indies now, he's going to go solo. So, well,
that's interesting because I don't think that is an indication necessarily that Ethan's on his way. I just think that at the end of the day, they need to kind of like do their own thing. They need to build themselves as single competitors again, because they've been a tag team for a long time. I mean, I remember I was talking to, when I did the interview with Josh, we talked about, when they started tagging. I mean, it's like 10 years ago. So they have been a tag team for a long, long time. Which is, again, why they're so good. And let's face the fact, as a tag team, they are one of the top 5 teams in the world, without doubt, right?
Yeah, but if they split, who's to say they don't come back together again? Look at Beer Money. Look at Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
Yeah. And they're both young guys. I mean, they're only in their early 30s, so it's not like they've got it's not like they ain't got plenty of time.
Oh no, it's time.
Exactly, to do their own thing and then move on. I just hope that the love of like Ethan has for TNA Impact Wrestling, I hope that he ends up staying with the promotion, helping us, take the promotion to the next level. God knows they've got the talent. So I'd be interested to see where it goes. I mean, I think, like I said, I'd love him to just turn around and say, well, I'll tell you what, I'm still only like 32 or whatever he is, or however old he is. I can easily do another 12 months, do a 12-month extension. If we then lose both Josh and Ethan, that's fine, but it gives them that opportunity to sort of kind of like push them both as singles, maybe giving that opportunity. He also sees how far the brand and the promotion can move. We know that they've started to bring in some bigger names. Your Good Brothers. Here we go. your Eric Youngs and your Brian Myers and your Heath Slaters. All these guys are coming in. Some bigger names. They've got a little bit more star power. People, they've got followings. People are wanting to watch them, etc. Well, the more eyes on the product, the better it's going to be for them. I think that they've been a massive part of building the promotion up to where we are now to get to the point where people like the Good Brothers want to come and be a part of it, right?
Yeah. They did exactly what Santana and Ortiz did when they were tag team champions. They just kept the tag division on the spotlight, and they just boosted the company up a hell of a lot. And Sami Callihan is another example of I honestly don't see Sami Callihan going anywhere else. I think he's going to re-sign, or he's going to focus on his promotion rather than go to a different company.
I think
we can't afford to lose Sami.
I think with Sami, the way I look at Sami is I look at other promotions and I think, does Sami Callihan, the wrestler, the character, fit?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't fit in NXT. We already know that, and I don't think he's ever going to go there again. WWE or anything like that. That's never going to happen. Does he fit in MLW? Yeah, probably, but I know that it didn't sort of kind of end well with that. There was some sort of conflict going on there, so I'm not sure he'll go there. Yes, you've got Ring of Honor. Again, I don't know. He's character driven. Ring of Honor is wrestling. Is this the whole focus of it is just kind of like, it's a wrestling show and we do wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I don't think when it comes to character, it's kind of pushed that way. That's what they're more based around. And then you've got AEW. Well, nobody.
They've got too much talent as it is. They don't need anybody else.
Well, they've got so much there, and they've got talents that kind of are in a similar kind of role of Sami, know. And, you got your MGFs there. You've got, your Brody, is it Brody Lee or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
You've got the Dark Order and all that kind of stuff going on. So I just don't see where Sami fits into that role. And if he did, I just don't know what exposure he would get. And whether he'd be able to sort of kind of like stand out from the crowd, because there's just so many talents there.
Yeah.
That's not to say that he hasn't got the ability. He's not a talented guy. Yeah, bloody amazingly talented. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But I just, there's so many guys there and so many ex-WWE guys that are sort of kind of just taking the spotlight. It's almost like AEW has taken on that mantle of all
WCW.
all the ex-WWE guys go there, or whatever. So and I know we've got a couple now, but it just seems, I don't know, like the top end of their roster is very much stacked with ex-WWE guys that they feature. They're two champions that they've had so far in Jericho and Moxley are WWE guys. They came from WWE. So who will be the first guy to win that championship that didn't come directly from WWE? That's going to be the interesting thing, and whether that actually even happens. there was an opportunity for Brian Cage to come in and do that. What have we seen from Brian Cage lately? Nothing. He had a couple of weeks of high exposure, and now he's doing nothing of any real interest. So it's going to be very interesting to see where all of this kind of pans out. I think Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary, again, we need to get these guys re-signed. They need to be in that knockouts division. Which
Taya Valkyrie going anywhere isn't. I don't think it's a smart move. I've said this in a comment on Facebook. She's just started up her own fashion chain, for example. So if she goes anywhere else, people are going to be trying to take liberties, especially Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and he's going to want a piece of the action.
Yeah,
anything that they do, he's going to want a piece of it.
Yeah, and Rosemary, I don't see her fitting in anywhere else, because everyone else all the other major companies have got their own dark, twisted character, and Rosemary's been like a massive foothold in the knockouts division since 2015, 2016.
I think she is probably now, like, apart from Madison, I guess, she's probably the longest. She must be She
is one of the longest serving knockouts at the moment.
Yeah, she must be. And let's face the facts. They've always got some great stuff for her. And whatever they give her, she just knocks it out of the park.
Yeah,
does an amazing job. I mean, her promo stuff tonight or last night on Impact was incredible. Like, she didn't really do a lot, but it was just so good that she didn't need to do a lot. It was everything that she does is just pure quality. And there was she gets slammed into the wall or whatever. She totally sold that beautifully. And of course, that's why she didn't end up coming out to the ring to help Taya, but that's going to obviously create conflict. So that's going to be interesting. And that's what I'm saying. They're so good at creating subtle things. Poking
the bear.
Yeah, they're great at doing that. Everything has purpose. Everything has continuation in storytelling. Impact Wrestling tells great stories. Fantastic. Okay. So that's pretty much the contract rumor stuff over and done with.
Well, we got the speculation with Deonna Purrazzo as well.
So yes, we certainly have. Now, that's interesting because I wanted to talk about the Knockouts roster and where they are at the moment. I mean, what are your thoughts? We'll get to Deonna Purrazzo's contract in a second.
Okay.
But what are your thoughts on the current Impact Knockouts roster?
Well, some of I've been away since April, coming back only a couple of weeks ago. From what I've seen since Kylie Ray and Tasha Steelz had just come in to where we are now, it's just blown me away. I watched all the Impact from Rebellion through to Slammiversary when I come back, and about 3 or 4 nights in a row, and seeing all the new incoming talent, Kimberly finally getting the contract coming, and Deonna Purrazzo is undeniably one of the best technical wrestlers on the roster, with Kylie Ray, TJP, and Chris Bay being up there as well.
Yeah.
But Deonna Purrazzo, she outdid all my expectations, and and then we got Tennille Dashwood's come back in. I'm not blown away at her coming back, but I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do as well. But the Knockouts roster is definitely the strongest it's been for ages.
Yeah, I think it's arguably probably one of the strongest that's ever been, in my opinion. Like, it has depth all the way through. When the Knockouts roster was first sort of kind of classed as this revolutionary, female division. Yes, you had 3 or 4 incredibly talented and badass wrestlers. But now, for me, it's like the entire Knockouts division
you took the words out of my mouth.
Are all complete badasses, every single one of them. So that whenever they're going to come out, they're going to put on a great match. So I love them all.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the highlights for me has been over the last sort of since Slam and even leading up to Slammiversary, has been the way that the way Impact have been highlighting how good their knockouts roster is.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a fuck you to
Yeah.
everybody else to check
It
out.
really helps that Madison Rain's on commentary to back it up as well, rather than having Don Callis and Josh Matthews, because you've got someone who's been in the roster, who's fought everybody at some point, so that helps as well. And one of the most improved knockouts is Kara Hogan.
Yeah. I mean, that, again, there's a lot of speculation going around with regards to Kira. Does she deserve, a shot at the knockouts title, fairly soon? For me, the answer is yes. But the way the storylines are progressing at the moment, I'm not sure it's going to come yet. We've got Kylie Ray, who is clearly in that number one spot, ready to take on Deanna, and I think that's exactly where it should be. Now, what's interesting, just slightly moving away from Kylie a second, because I do want to get back to her in a minute, is that obviously we've had the rumors have been going around it. Basically, Impact have said, look, we need to lock you in, kind of thing. So that would suggest that she was still either on a short-term contract or maybe a paper appearance. I'm not sure, but or handshake deal, whatever she's been on. Again, you get the marks giving it the or can't believe you put the title on her and all that kind of.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, they must have some kind of agreement in place. He's not just going to suddenly walk away, I don't think.
No, you want her to come in and make an impact, full pun intended. She's been offered a 2-year contract now.
Yeah, she's done exactly what they wanted her to do. Now they've said, well, here's the contract we want to give you. Here's the incentives. I don't know where it's an exclusive contract. I think that they need to start locking in a few exclusive talents. Because, and if you're going to do that, then you have to pay the money. I mean, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but it has to come a point where, because I know that Eric Young, for instance, has signed an exclusive deal with Impact. So all the appearances that he's making outside of Impact have to have gone through Impact.
Yeah, he's representing Impact when he goes somewhere else.
Yes, wherever he's going, he's representing the Impact. He's not, he's not like Ethan, for instance, kind of generally will go to another promotion. He's not necessarily representing Impact, but he's his own independent wrestler, if that makes sense. So for me, it's kind of like those are the sort of contracts they need to be offering Sammy, Ethan, etc. moving forward, that they become, here's the money, boy, here's the money, but we want you to be exclusively to us. You are an Impact talent, Yeah. And I think that's exactly how it needs to go. And I think if they can get even Rich Swan is, people like that. They're the sort of guys. TJP, I'm not sure they'll be able to do that with him, but Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, your Rosemary's, your Kylie Rays, etc. I mean, I know she signed a contract. Not too sure what that contract is, but she's signed. So we need to make sure that the contracts, at least now, that the contracts that they're getting into are becoming a little bit more exclusive to the Impact promotion, which is obviously what they've done with EY. I'm sure that's what they've done with the Good Brothers, who have openly said they are signed to Impact Wrestling for 2 years.
Yeah, Moose is another one who's exclusively signed, I think, as well.
Yeah, exactly. So they need to get that core, solid, kind of top tier talents in that kind of exclusively to Impact Wrestling mold. That's where they need to be. That way they can have more control over stuff, where people are going, make sure that, they're not just turning up in someone's backyard. That is, that's the thing. That's how it needs to be.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So I'm hoping that very soon we'll find that Deanna Praza has signed a long-term deal to be exclusive with Impact Wrestling. That would be amazing. It's what I want. I'm assuming,
it's definitely what I want, and I'm sure everyone out there wants it. We've been reading the feedback on Facebook and the speculation over Deanna Prazo being given the title before an official contract signing, and I'm just rolling my eyes at all the bitching, to be honest.
I think that when you start,
they think she's going to be the next Tessa Blanchard, just take it and then piss off somewhere else. But
I don't see it.
I don't think it is.
Well, we'll get to Tessa in a minute because I've got something interesting to run past you to see what you think. So, what were we saying? Yeah. So obviously we've got that. Hopefully we can get her tied in. If we can get her tied in, that's going to be amazing. And because she's an incredible talent, she's clearly a draw. People clearly, see her as a draw. And when as soon as I start seeing the talent kind of putting over the promotion online, that they're clearly more invested in the promotion, right?
Definitely.
Right. So last night, and in previous weeks, but not quite as much, but last night, Deonna Purrazzo was proper promoting Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That made something click in my head, and not often things click in my head. They usually go in one side and out the other.
So I think, I do think that once you start seeing that would then indicate that possibly this contract is already signed, or it's definitely close. Let's put it that way. Now, the other thing I want to talk, Kylie Rae. Now, Kylie Rae recently turned up at the Warrior Wrestling. They're doing this sort of I think they're doing this football stadium tour. Doing a fantastic job. I was reading something how they were doing it, and I was listening to somebody they were saying that they sort of they literally pod it up. There's like a couple of hundred people on the pitch. They've got the ring in the middle. They sort of set these pods up. Everyone else obviously prepays before they go in. They kind of and then they put them in their pods. Everyone hand sanitizes, they're wearing masks and all that kind of stuff. When they're in their pod, they don't necessarily have to wear their mask, that kind of thing. If they leave their pod, the mask has to go on, if they have to go to the toilet, that kind of stuff, So, but apparently they've been doing an amazing job at it. So it's going to be interesting to see where it kind of goes from here.
Yeah.
With other promotions, are they going to start following suit? Because let's face the facts, as much as I've not been that bothered about the fact there's not been a crowd watching the Impact matches. I do kind of feel like as an Impact Wrestling, as a wrestling fan, you're sort of kind of missing something. There is something that's not there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so you look at the Rich Swann's promo last night. I could hear the crowd roaring in my head.
Yes.
And there was nobody there.
Yeah, exactly. But you just knew that people would have been going insane for that promo last night. I got that down on my list. Now, come on, stop moving too far ahead, young man. But anyway, so who did Kylie Rae face at Warrior Wrestling? Well, none other than Tessa Blanchard. Now, I've been quite critical of Tessa. I don't like the way that she acted. I kind of understood where she was coming from to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, Impact put so much faith in her that she should have gave them the benefit of the doubt, and she should have at least sent in some promos, showed them enough respect to send in those promos, as far as I was concerned, because they weren't, yes, they wanted her to go to Slammiversary, but prior to that, they wanted some promos. Now, clearly, the reason she didn't give the promos is because she had no intention of going to Slam.
Yeah, sadly.
Right? Yeah, okay. So, but however, so I've been quite critical of it. However, apparently her contract is obviously expired, right? And it expired just before Slammiversary. So the idea was, the speculation was that she'd come Slammiversary, they'd then negotiate, and hopefully by the time it was over, she'd be walking away with a contract, right?
Yeah.
But that obviously didn't happen. Okay, so that didn't happen for whatever reason. She gets stripped, but she went completely silent. Like, nothing. There was nothing. Now, I know that, I know that now they're starting to write clauses into contracts where, when things break down or they're not doing stuff and they're not allowed to badmouth the company, basically, like other people have done in the past, like, Killer Cross, springs to mind. Okay.
Yeah. Very Hardy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure that they've inserted stuff like that. Maybe that's why we've heard nothing from her. And to be fair, it was only like about a week prior to this to this Warrior Wrestling show that we found out that it was going to be the Diamond, and they never even mentioned her by name. It was just the Diamond versus the Smiley Kylie. So it was going to say, will the smile cut the diamond, or whatever was the tagline or whatever it was that they were calling for the match. And yeah, so it turns out that Kylie beats Tessa Blanchard to become Warrior Wrestling champion, or I'm not sure if it was if it's women's champion or if it's just champion in general, but she wins the championship. She's now got the Warrior Wrestling strap on her shoulder, so she's back winning titles, which is fantastic for Kylie. Big fan, incredible talent. So pleased for her, right?
Oh, over the moon for Kylie Ray. This is the second time she's in a match with Tessa Blanchard in at least 12 to 14 months. She had one with her before her contract was officially signed with Impact Wrestling, and a 2 out of 3 falls match. And when she beat Tessa Blanchard there, she won a title from her as well. And Tessa Blanchard gave her a huge amount of praise then. So if you guys can find that match, by all means check it out on YouTube. I can't remember where it was set at, but I watched it, and the end of the match, it had the amount of respect Tessa Blanchard had for Kylie Ray. She really put her on the spot. So when she would go to Impact Wrestling, you knew Kylie Ray was going to be one of the ones to watch. Oh. And I've said it before. Kylie Ray has been Superstar of the Year for me. Best newcomer, knockout of the year. She's even knocked Rosemary off the top spot in my list of knockouts.
She's an incredible talent, and I love watching her training videos and stuff that she posts online. So always learning, looking to create new stuff, and training at different training facilities, and picking up tips. And she is so smooth in the ring, it's ridiculous. She's very good, very, very, very good. And again, so another incredible signing for the Impact Knockouts. That's what I'm saying. It's stacked all the way across the board. Number one contender. She's now beaten Tessa Blanchard. Now, from what I can gather, when Tessa came out, she was greeted with a lot of boos. A lot of there was a lot of people that weren't impressed. So Tessa loses. She then goes away. But what is interesting is that she's not emerged at any big promotion.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, is this a prelude to her turning up on a big promotion, dropping a belt, because she's now been exclusively signed somewhere? AEW, NXT, WWE, straight to the main roster. I don't know. Is that the case, that she's dropping a title because she's been exclusively signed somewhere, so it's the right thing to do, before that contract starts? Or because she hasn't turned up at this is my theory, because she hasn't turned up at any other promotion, big name promotion, does it mean that Tessa's actually signed to Impact Wrestling?
Yeah, that's a good one. There's now 2 scenarios that cross my mind, but I'll let you continue first.
Okay, so I'm thinking that to get over the fact that Tessa clearly wanted to make sure she didn't miss her wedding, right? Because that was what she was worried about, wasn't it? Worried. She was worried that she wouldn't be able to get back into the country to marry Daga, right? Now, of course, we haven't seen Daga on Impact either recently. So, do you think that it was a work to get her off Impact TV, and to not, so people didn't suspect anything or whatever? They created this scenario that there's bad blood, right? And again, if there is, they're creating this scenario of bad blood. If she then debuts, it comes back to the promotion, how much heat is that going to create?
Yeah, but that's what part of me wants part of me wants to just dismiss that it's all bad blood between Tessa and Impact, because she was a hell of a professional, and she was back in the company so much all the way through wherever it was Sami Callihan. When she was Knockouts champion, she was back in the company. She was shooting everybody down that was stabbing at her, stabbing at the company, stabbing at Sami, stabbing at Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah, totally.
She stood up for everybody that was taking shots at the company and taking shots at people.
Yeah.
So hopefully, what I'm hoping is she's just everything is going so she can come back as in a completely fresh style. And what I'm expecting is someone like Deonna Purrazzo to keep bragging that they're the best, and then Tessa Blanchard to come back into the Knockouts division.
Interestingly enough, so this is the thing, right? So not even come back into the Knockouts division, right? What if she was to come back saying, "That's my title. I never lost that World Championship. I didn't lose that. It's my title." So that puts her back into the World Championship fold, right?
Yeah, that was the other thing that was going, but I think that might be beating a broken record that people weren't fully invested in. I was, but
she needs to lose.
Yeah,
she needs to lose. Right now, think about it. Tessa is what, 5'10" something like that. Now the two guys that are currently set as the main event for Bound for Glory is EY and Rich Swan. Both guys are what, 5'10", 5'11",
5'10", 5'11" at least.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say either of them, and neither of them are 6 foot, are they?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
I would have thought so, right? So they're again, they're at the they're at the same sort of kind of. Can you hear that?
Yeah, they're at the same. They're at the same height and weight as Tessa Blanchard, so it's going to be a lot more even competition than you would have with Sami Callihan or Eddie Edwards even, or Michael Elgin if he was still there.
There you go. See, so I'm thinking, hang on a minute. This is making a bit of sense to me in my head. She's not turned up on any other promotion. She's now married, and the week after she gets married, she's mentioned on commentary.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Okay. So she's mentioned on commentary the week after. Since then, we've not heard anything else. Okay, but she was mentioned on commentary, which was kind of strange. Okay, considering she's stripped, she's gone. Why would you even mention it? It doesn't need to be mentioned, but it was mentioned. They put they're sowing the seed, subliminal, right? She's mentioned again, right? So that happens. She then goes to Warrior Wrestling, has a match, turns up at a non-televised promotion, right? She loses to Kylie Ray, which then also validates Kylie Ray as a number one contender for the Knockouts Championships because she's beaten Tessa Blanchard, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. Now, hear me out. So clearly, either she in the next couple. The two scenarios are clearly she's either signed to Impact Wrestling, she's going to turn up at Bound for Glory, the big surprise, right? Or she's dropping anything that she's got independently, ready to debut with AEW or WWE. There's your two scenarios.
Yeah.
I hope it's Bound for Glory.
Me too. I really do. As you know, people. I like. I say let bygones be bygones with Tessa Blanchard, and the whole scenario. There's been a lot worse than Tessa Blanchard, and with bad blood with Impact Wrestling. We got Austin Aries, we got Alberto El Patron, we got the situation with Killer Cross. No disrespect to Killer Cross, but that went pretty sour. And I was a big fan of Killer Cross, and I've got nothing against him and what happened between him, but that was a lot worse than Tessa Blanchard in most retrospect.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he was
on the bottom line, it's because of the way he was doing it as well, though. You know what I mean? Whereas Tessa's just basically gone silent.
Yeah, it's been. People will say it's childish. I think it was a lot more professional.
Yes, I think it's a lot more professional the way it's been done that way, and I think it's a work. I honestly believe it's a work. Right? I think she's signed. I think it's a work, and I think it's going to turn out Bound for Glory. But that's just one man's opinion. So who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, we want to hear yours, guys.
Yeah, we do. We want to hear yours. So please leave your comments below. Let us know your thoughts on this. Do you think what I'm saying is complete hogwash? Or do you think I might have something here? I don't know. Are your thoughts similar then, Joe?
Yeah, they are, especially now that we're talking about it a bit more. It's sort of like making a bit more sense to me. A lot of things just don't seem to click straight away in my head, and especially when it comes to wrestling and that. I'm not been.
I think it's because of the void. I think it is the empty space.
Oh, the empty space. Things just come and go.
Fair enough. So there you go. So there's our thoughts on Tessa Blanchard. What possibly could happen. I don't know. So yeah, guys, leave your comments below. Let us know your thoughts. So moving on a little bit to obviously something which is definitely a little bit more current. We've got the Bravo and Rosemary wedding coming up now. Is this going to happen at Bound for Glory? I'm not sure. I think it's going to happen probably a couple of episodes prior to Bound for Glory, but you never know. And it sounds like we could be seeing the resurrection of Father James Mitchell.
Oh, I'd hope so. I saw the Jimmy Jacobs and Don Class had to say about that, because sadly I missed last night's Impact and watching that tonight. But she went to Havoc to try and bring James Mitchell back, and Havoc just lamped her or something like that, pinned her against the wall, wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But so you can't have a wedding without a minister. Look at Brian Cage and Melissa Santos.
It's not any wedding though, is it? That's the thing. It's not any wedding. It's a demon wedding, right?
Yeah.
So it needs to have a demon minister, right?
Oh yeah, Rosemary. She mentioned at a Wrestle House that only a minister can marry a demon or something like that.
Yeah,
and so that the hints were dropping there, and all I could think was Daddy's Home.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting how that one pans out. However, I love the way that they've built this up, and a lot of it's very sort of kind of it's very subtle. Fala Bass going to be Bravo's best man, which is going to be interesting. And I'm loving the way Fala's talking now. He's like proper hood. So I love it. The man's found his voice, and I think that's awesome. That's all down to TJP. Thanks, yeah. TJ. We love it. So that's going to be interesting to see how all that pans out. And we've got I think we might have a little bit of conflict now between Taya and Rosemary based on the whole Rosemary not turning up, even though we all know that that's because she got a bit of a knock on the head from Havoc.
The way I see this wedding going, let's just say, who doesn't love a red wedding?
I think everybody.
The 7 deadly meat suits have now come to a full circle.
Yeah, they have.
Who doesn't love a red wedding?
I think it's going to be. It's probably going to be the best. I mean, I love the EY and ODB wedding. For me, that's one of the ones that stand out. Wrestling weddings. The shock of the Bully Ray and Hulk Hogan's daughter, forgotten her name. Their wedding, there was a big shock there with the old. That was interesting how that all panned out. But I think this one is going to be the one. It's going to be, as much as the Brian and Melissa was a good wedding. It was funny, very humorous. It was great the way all that panned. That was a great wedding. I just think that the wedding of the demon to the Virgin is going to be epic. It's going to be epic. I
saw that message on Twitter from Rosemary about Bravo. That made me just burst out laughing.
It was superb. Now, I think we're all looking forward to that. So I can't wait. I'm not even going to speculate how this is going to pan out, because I'm just going to wait to enjoy it, because I think it's going to be amazing. Okay, that leads quite swiftly now into our final subject for today, which is talking about BFG. Now, Bound for Glory, there's speculation going around. There was some sort of, fake card, if you ask me, that was released about maybe 3 weeks ago, which had all sorts of, crazy scenarios on. There was a few matches on there that people weren't particularly impressed with. We now know that, like, straight away, there's a match on the world title match is definitely not Ken Shamrock versus Eddie Edwards. That doesn't mean that we're not going to end up with Ken Shamrock versus Eddie Edwards, because that, I think, is going to be his Hall of Fame match, isn't it? And I think possibly Ken wanted that. Possibly, let's face it, who would not want to have a match with Eddie Edwards?
There's no more fitting send off. Eddie Edwards is the face of the company, and Ken Shamrock was the first world champion. So there's no better way to finish his career.
Yeah, I think it would be. That would finish his tenure as on the Impact roster. And it doesn't necessarily mean that he wouldn't be backstage role or anything like that. I know that there's been a couple of things online where people are saying, he's trying to get himself back into WWE and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, whatever. Bottom line is he's going to be in the Impact Hall of Fame. He's going to be performing it, Bound for Glory. That's all we care about right now. And I do think that the Eddie Edwards Ken Shamrock match will happen. I think it'll be an old school kind of full on wrestling match. It won't be it may even be a hard man or an Iron Man match, maybe something like that. But it will be a heavy hitting, and it'll be a really good match. I think
it's going to be emotional, and it's going to have great in-ring storytelling, and that's what Eddie Edwards does best.
Yes, I think that'd be great. So the only match that we truly know is definitely 100% happening is Rich Swann versus Eric Young. Now we know that because last night it was put together on an episode of Impact Wrestling. So we know that the main event is Rich Swann versus EY. Okay, now the promo that was on last night's show between the in-ring thing where Rich Swann came out, Scott D'Amore came out, was bloody awesome. Like, I am so pumped for this match because the promo was insanely good. And I'm gutted that there wasn't a crowd because I think the crowd would have been so into this promo. It would have been deafening. It would have been deafening. Scott D'Amore proved exactly how good he is at giving a promo. His responses to Rich, his emotional appeal to Scott was great. The way that he approached it came across so natural, and it was so believable. I mean, you could see in their eyes that it was like they truly meant this promo.
Yeah,
they truly meant what they were saying to each other. And I was saying to you offline that yes, EY needed to come in at the end of the promo.
Yeah.
But it was almost like where normally EY coming in would sort of kind of be the highlight and the proper finish off of that promo. In actual fact, it was almost a down moment because the promo in the ring between Scott and Rich was so good.
Yeah.
That like EY coming out and sort of kind of like interrupted it was a low point.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird because you would always expect EY to be a highlight. As soon as he come out, he's going to be like, complete nutcase, badass, and all the rest of it. And when he came into the ring and Rich attacked him, went at him because he pushed over Scott D'Amore, you went, Jesus Christ, Rich is ready to go on this one. And that was sold extremely well too, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. And the whole interaction between Rich Swann and Scott D'Amore, that just drag you straight in. It reminded me of when Sammy Callahan was trying to get Rich Swann to join OVE. It was that level of intensity taken up a gear, which is what I've been waiting to see from Rich Swann for ages. Yeah. And I'm just glad he's back because I really did think his leg was fucked and he wasn't going to come back. I was just seeing what Eric Young did to him at Bound for Glory.
I think they played it so well. I think they played it so well. I mean, at the end of the day, the story now is really starting to build. They've been so patient with Rich, and this is sometimes something that you get quite critical. Like, you know, you could have just waited and then just brought him back, right? Just brought him back.
Yeah.
Without this. But what they've done is they've taken, you know, something which has happened to Rich. You know, they've not put him on the shelf. They didn't just put him on the shelf.
No.
He was still doing little promos. He was still turning up with Willie Mack all the way through the time that he's been healing up. He's still been doing his little bits here, little skits here and there. Then he turns up at Slammiversary looking absolutely awesome, right, in top shape, man.
Yeah, he came back a month earlier than he was expected to.
Yeah, he came back a month early. He gets in there, puts on a great match. You know, they then use his, you know, reason for not being around, his injury, to their advantage, to then forward a storyline between him and EY, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think that they brought Rich back a little bit early. I think they could have left it another week before Rich and Scott ended up doing this promo. Because it's only been like 2 weeks since he actually retired. So it's kind of like, I think they could have left it maybe one more episode.
I couldn't wait any longer. I just wanted to know what happened to Rich Swan. To be honest, I was so gutted when Rich Swan said that was it. He was calling it a day. And then Alicia Edwards did that promo last week. That was brilliant as well. You know, and Eric Young just says, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what anyone thinks. And as soon as Rich Swan comes back, Eric Young's plans are all blown up in his face, and he's pissed off. So Eric Young, well, him coming up did sort of, I won't say damage. It just it brought you back to reality. You didn't want to be brought back to reality during that whole thing with Scott D'Amore and Rich Swan. When Eric Young got his ass kicked by Rich Swan on one leg.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone jump across the run like that on one leg. Not since like Ray Phoenix has done it once or twice. But
I mean, that was insane. But I mean, he was like a kangaroo coming at you.
Yeah, it just happened so quickly. It was just brilliant. I've watched that promo 3 times.
It's amazing
to let it sink in, and every time.
I say this all the time. The promo work, the acting skills of the majority of the Impact roster is incredible, right? Yeah. It's incredible, you know. And I don't think it's all fully scripted. I think that they have bullet points and they go, right, here's your bullet points. This is what you need to get across. Go, right? Yeah. So, you know, and I think that's how they do it. And then it allows the talent to be themselves, right? Yeah. So
Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie are 2 great examples.
Exactly, yeah. They give them bullet points. This is what we need to get over in this promo. Off you go, ladies. Right, and prime examples of that, definitely. And again, it's exactly the same with Rich, EY. You know, you're clearly saying what the hell he likes. You know, there's no, you know, he's just doing his thing, man. He's just being EY, the maniac he is, right? And I think it's insanely good. I just think that it's going to be Bang for Glory is going to top Slammiversary. Right?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's going to match it or it's going to top it, definitely.
And it's not going to be because of, you know, returns or anything like that. It's going to be because the in-ring action is going to be insanely good. I can see it. I could see it already. Like Rich, EY. Yeah. That match is going to be insanely good, right? It's going to be so good. Regardless of if we get any interruptions, whatever, but the match itself is going to be amazing. Is Rich Swan going to win? Now, I want you to tell me what you think. Do you think Rich Swan is going to win this match?
No, I don't, sadly. No. I want him to win. I want him to win so badly because I've been such a big fan of Rich Swan since day one. But I think if Eric Young drops the title now, it's too soon. They did it with Eddie Edwards. It was too soon for Eddie Edwards. Yeah. And like the X Division title, the titles are lasting like 5 minutes and everybody and getting dropped. So if Eric Young holds on to it, they build it into sometime late next year and have Rich Swan and Eddie Edwards go back after him.
I think so. I think so. I think that EY is gonna win. He's got to win because you've got to, again, like we talked about with Eddie, you know, although he dropped it fairly quickly, you've got to give that title credibility again. So you can't sort of kind of give it to somebody and then like 2 matches later lose. Just what's the point? You know, they've got to have a little bit of a run with it. I'm not saying it necessarily has to be a whole year or anything like that, but we've got to have some good matches. And I think what we're also getting now is that you're creating something special for the title, because what we saw with Eddie was he came in, he started defending it every week. He had about 4 or 5 wins under his belt, and then he was done. Right. Yeah. What they're going to do with EY is actually the complete opposite. He's gonna be carrying it. He's going to be doing promos. He's going to be getting involved in this, that, and the other. But he's not going to defend it until Bound for Glory.
Yeah. He's doing what Matt Hardy and EC3 were doing, like 3 or 4 years ago when they were there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's going to be defended, but it's not going to be defended like every month, every week. It's going to be defended like every 6, 7, 8 weeks, maybe only at pay-per-views. You know, because you've got to create, you know, and that makes sense. It makes total sense, because if you're defending it every week, how does it make the defense of the title at a pay-per-view special?
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't. It's just another match that you get to see every week.
Yeah, it's just another prop.
It's a prop. You have to create intrigue. You have to create that interest, that desire for everyone to find out who's going to win this match. Yeah, you've got to build it, and I think that's what they're doing at the moment. They're building really, really well. So I think Bound for Glory is going to be incredible. And I cannot urge anyone enough to get out there. It's already available to purchase via Fight TV. So you need to get yourselves on there. You need to pre-order it. Done deal. And you need to watch the show, because I'm telling you, it's going to be the best show of the year. It's going to be the best pay-per-view of any wrestling promotion in 2020.
I think so. Slammiversary blew everything out the court, and Bound for Glory is already shaping up to be something spectacular. We've obviously got EC3 and Moose finally getting to locking horns and clashing there.
Yeah.
You know, we've got Kylie Ray and Deanna Purrazzo, and most likely Janelle Jasper and Jordan Grace probably getting involved as well. Is the way I see it going. And we hopefully will be getting an Ultimate X match, I think. Rohit Raju, TJP, Trey Miguel, and I forgot who the other guy I had on my list to go for it was.
Chris Bay.
Chris Bay. They're the 4 guys I see. They deserve.
It's interesting, but don't they normally have 5 guys for the Ultimate X, or is it 4?
3. They have at least 3. You know, so
I think it's
5
4
would be the
or
best.
5. I think it's 4 or 5. It would be interesting to see if anybody else inserts himself into the picture over the next couple of weeks.
Willie Mack would be what I'd like to see in.
Interesting, but he's got that stuff going on with Brian Myers at the moment.
So they need to make it make sense, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, and the other thing is as well is, what I'm really loving about the new signings, the guys that have come in at Slammiversary, is they are so into selling the promotion. Like Heath, he's like, I want to work for this company. What's going on? Sign me, damn it. I mean, we all know he's obviously already
shooting the marks down. He's shooting the marks down before he's even signed the contract.
Yeah, it's amazing. Or we all know he is actually signed them, to be fair. But sign #He for Impact, guys. We need to get this. We need to get it trending each and every week. Hashtag sign. So what was it? I've forgotten now.
E4 Impact.
Number 4 Impact. Let's get it out there, guys. Let's get Heath officially on the roster. He's advertising his shirts now. He's managed to buy some space on Shop Impact, selling his shirts. So come on, guys. #Heath for number 4 Impact. Let's get that again trending. It seemed it was trending again, I believe, last night.
Yeah, so, Gail Kim got promoting it again as well.
Loads of top people have been promoting that. Again, Brian Myers is out there promoting Impact. He's talking about all the WWE guys that have been contacting him, saying what's it like over at Impact. So it's interesting to see how all of these things are going to pan out in the in the coming months and leading into 2021, where we hope that we start to get out of the global pandemic situation. We're still in that situation, so please keep wearing your mask, guys. where possible. Keep sanitizing those hands. The bottom line is, if we all work together, doing what we need to do, we'll get through this quicker. Yeah. That's the bottom line. If you don't do what you need to do, then it's going to last longer. So that's the bottom line. That's how you need to look at it. Let's do what we need to do. Let's get rid of this pandemic and let's move forward. And make the world a better place again. So it's all good. It's all good. I mean, we're leading into what I think is going to be an incredible pay-per-view. I've said it. I'm saying it now. Bound for Glory, best pay-per-view of 2020 of any promotion. You can, we're just going to have to wait and see. I might be talking rubbish. Leave me your comments, guys. Leave the comments down below. Let me know what you think. The other thing I was going to say as well is we need likes. We need shares. The more people that gives us a thumbs up, the more people leave us a comment, the more sort of timelines and everything else, the more of people's timelines that our videos come up in. All right. So, don't forget, smash us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. If you've got the time, why not head over to to We Talk Impact or the Total Nonstop Impact Network YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, smash like. All right. Yeah. Smash the bell.
Smash the bell.
Got to get in there. Look, the best hand in the house, mate. Smash the bell. Right. We've got to get in there. We've got to smash that bell. You're never going to miss all of our exclusive content that we put out each and every single week, whether it be TNI UK with myself and Joe, or whether it be the TNI crew in the US, with Ringside Bill, obviously Trent, the Scumbag Kyle, and J-Bone, and Alicia, who do the weekly review show, which I might add is actually the number one global Impact review show on the planet. Hey? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right?
They're doing something right.
Yeah, they must be doing something right. So, guys, don't miss it. Don't miss that. It's a great show. They also do watch-alongs, etc. If you're in the US, if you're in the UK and you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning, go and check out the TNI watch-along. Yeah, you can watch it on Twitch. You can watch it. Yeah, it's not regionalized because it's not the Impact thing. They are co-streaming. And if you co-stream it, you can watch it in the UK. Okay, if you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning or whenever it is this show airs now. So, if you want to do that, join the watch along. They love it when you do, which is really, really great. Also, we've got the TNI Throwback Show, and we've got the TNI Weekly Impact Plus show as well. So, so much content. So much content. We've got Bison Talks Impact, where I talk to stars of the Impact roster. Including, the likes of Jimmy Jacobs, Eric Young, most recently Larry D, etc. All these guys, some great interviews. I've even spoken to Rohit Raju in the past, Chris Bay, former, Impact Wrestling X Division champion and current X Division champion, and Josh Alexander. At the time I spoke to Josh, he was the tag team champion. I've spoken to some great guys. Go and check out those from TNI UK. And we've got so many character profiles on there as well. So if you've not seen all mine and Joe's character profiles previously, you want to go and check those out too. So really, really great content on TNI. So make sure you head over there, check out some of our other stuff. Loads of thumbs up. I can't stress it enough. We need the thumbs. We need the thumbs. We don't want the downs. We want the ups. So plenty of thumbs up. Let's get us on it. Let's get everybody checking out our content. And like I said, leave a comment below on any of the things that we've been talking about today. We love to hear them and we love interacting with you guys. So please, please, please leave us a comment, leave us a thumbs up, head over to TNI, give them a sub, smash the bell. Best hand in the house. Smash the bell. All right. Just do it, guys. Just do it.
Yeah. One thing I want to know for everybody is that the tag. I want your speculation on the tag team match we got for Bound for Glory. I'm hoping it's I'm hoping it's a 4-team elimination between eight Austin, Madman Fulton, I nearly said Aces and Eights turn up there. The Motor City Machine Guns, Gallows and Anderson, and the Rascals. That's the way. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to see a big, massive tag team match
Yes.
I'd rather see all the big teams that are there. Sadly, I'd love to see the Dinas and Triple XL in there as well, but there's just not enough room in the ring, to be honest, for unless they make it like a tornado tag match where everybody's in the ring at once.
I think maybe what they need to do is
be a bit chaotic.
What was the name of the WCW show where they had two
rings?
Yeah.
They did that, but they do that in AEW. So.
Oh man, so we can't do that. No. But anyway, that would have been amazing. You imagine that. So every single tag team available, 2 rings. You know what I mean? And off we go, lads. Off we go.
Or if you bring back the 6-sided ring, then you got a corner for everybody.
But they're smaller, though, isn't it? The 6-sided ring is smaller.
Oh, bring back the original 6-sided ring where it was a lot bigger.
Maybe. Who knows?
Bit of nostalgia for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, guys, it's come to the end of our time. We've been going for an hour and 5 minutes. So much to talk about. So much speculation, so many rumors, so much news. There's loads of stuff. This is the new format, guys. I hope you like it. We're going to try taking this forward. I think you can hear the enthusiasm in mine and Joe's voice. We're feeling quite rejuvenated at the moment. And I think that we really want to take this forward. I hope you like it. Like I said, leave us a thumbs up, leave us a comment about any of the things that we've been talking about today. I'm especially interested to hear what you think on the Tessa Blanchard thing that we were talking about, any of the contract stuff.
Just keep it polite if you're going to, I'll be honest, keep it a bit humble if you're going to start talking about Tessa Blanchard, because I'm not interested in bitching and moaning.
No, we're not interested in that. At the end of the day, people do what they do, right? So, and I honestly believe it's a work. I'm going to be totally proven wrong. I'm going to have egg on my face at Bound for Glory, but that's my thought. That's what I think. I've got this in my head. That's going to happen. So, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? And I'll tell you what, I do think it would be a really, really good way to bring her back. And God, will she have heat? My God, she would have so much heat. It'd be incredible. She's
got a lot to redeem herself for, but she can do it, and she honestly does deserve it.
I think so. So we'll wait and see. We've got to wait and see, guys. So leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, head over to TNI, hit sub, smash the bell with the best right hand in the house. Okay, that was the left, wasn't it? That time. The best right hand in the house. Just keep sharing, keep sending us around, guys. We're really excited about this new format, and I can't wait to put episode 2 together over the coming weeks, 3, 4, 5, however many we're going to do with this. Please check out Bison Talks Impact 2, where I talk to loads of wrestling stars. So keep your eye out for that. But yeah, absolutely superb. Just to let everybody know, we're also available on all podcast outlets. Your Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, we are available. So all that's left to say is it's goodbye from me,
and I'll see you guys in the void.
So it's goodbye from Joe. This was this week's edition of Impacted.